Hi, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Cannabis Coast to Coast News. I'm Aliana Pinto. The Cannabis Coast to Coast News team was in Las Vegas, Nevada last week for MJBizzCon 2025, led by executive producer Jimmy Young and executive director Eric Williamson. No fewer than 6 more regular contributors to this news show were on hand as well, including Tina Tasaka, Matthew Friedlander, Marianne Kursagi, Dina Naguib, Andrew Behringer, Kimmy Cannabis, Amy Carter, and Ryan Bringold cruised around the vendors, the breakout rooms, and of course, the parties. Kimmy Cannabis was especially busy even before she made an AI show entrance.
All right, time to go big. Let's light this thing. Woo, that'll do it. Yes, here I come. Look at that view. Kimmy Cannabis taking flight. Made it. Have you seen Jimmy Young? He's up for an MJ award and I'm his ride.
Yep, might be inside the hall.
Thanks, I'll find him.
So this is for Cannabis Journalist of the Year. Nominees are
Mika King.
Okay, so while Jimmy enjoyed being recognized at the MJs, his choice for Cannabis Journalist of the Year, Rochelle Gordon from Green State won.
Lex Kelder.
Lex Kelder, where is he? From Europe.
Javier Haas. Jimmy Young.
Yeah! Jimmy!
drum roll. Yes, Wendy. Drum roll. Thank you. And our winner is Rochelle Gordon.
Thank you to Fairchild, thank you to the MJs, thank you to MJBiz, thank you to all of you for letting me and the rest of the weed writers share your stories. Shout out to all the other weed writers. Happy birthday, Mecca, we appreciate you. If you care about the narrative in cannabis, you need to support the cannabis media. With your advertising dollars, or just like, share, subscribe, engage with the content. It will send Google the algorithm signals so that people outside of our echo chamber will see this information.
Yes!
Please do it. Thanks to everyone who voted. Thanks. And yeah, I said I'd get weird tonight if I won, so we'll see you guys later.
Everyone who attended the MJ Awards, the Grasslands Party, New Woo, and other activities can find a positive spin to an amazing event. Even though the numbers were down, there was still plenty of deals being done, product demonstrations, and networking on the floor. And of course, every cannabis conference allows people to just have fun while celebrating their favorite plant medicine. I even heard that Jimmy Young was moving his bionic body on the dance floor with Kimmy Cannabis from Oklahoma.
Now dancing with Kimmy Cannabis at MJBizCon! Woohoo! 2025!
Coming up on Cannabis Coast to Coast News with Elena Pinto, a special report, MJBizCon 2025.
I'm Amy Carter here at MJBizCon.
Time to write a check for one of our own.
Tina, how are you?
Yeah, are you excited?
Hi everyone, I'm Matthew Friedlander.
I'm Tina Tasaka with peace, love, and all that good stuff.
It's a wrap.
The world's largest cannabis trade show, MJBizCon, takes over the Las Vegas Convention Center once a year. Over 600 exhibitors from all over the world.
We have a packed schedule this year for MJBizCon. More activations, more experiences, more things happening both on the show floor and off the show floor this year than we've ever had.
Many of the biggest names and personalities in the industry.
Hey man, it was great. We had a lot of fun. But you could tell it was a big day for us. My voice is gone, but it was fun.
That his interaction with the police was a very positive one.
And you know, the world today, you don't always know in the cannabis industry how your social accounts are going to last. One day it's great, the next day you're like, you're banned.
I'm looking to invest in small businesses that are just coming up, and I invest more in the people than the company.
Now, I want to take what I know about this industry that I helped build, that I love, that I have been a part of, and I want to take it to Washington. I am asking your support to send one of us to Congress. My name is Wanda James, and I'm running for Congress in Colorado's Congressional District 1.
I'm Amy Carter here at MJBizCon 2025 with Day Savers. We have Emma and Athena. Hi. Hello, we're Day Savers and we love Cannabis Coast to Coast News.
Stand by. The recap of MJBizCon 2025 is next.
I'm Tina Tasaka with 420 Technologies and Iconic Representation, and this is the Nevada and Tribal Nations Report for Cannabis Coast to Coast News. MJBizzCon 2025 in Las Vegas once again proved it is the most influential gathering in cannabis, uniting operators, investors, policymakers, tribal leaders, and global brands in Las Vegas. This year, the spotlight was on market growth, tribal momentum, federal uncertainty, and the continued dominance of flower. Tribal cannabis emerged as a major force, with state tribal compacts like Minnesota now allowing tribal produced products into regulated state stores, potentially laying the groundwork for future interstate cannabis commerce. New markets such as New York, Ohio, and Minnesota showed strong upside, while California and Michigan continue to win through quality. Hemp THC beverages entered the mainstream via major retailers, yet flower power remained king. MJBizzCon 2025 showcased an industry at a pivotal turning point. If you want to watch more, watch Cannabis Coast to Coast News full live stream Monday night, December 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for a full recap of MJBizzCon. That's it for the Nevada highlights and tribal nations. I'm Tina Tasaka with 420 Technologies and Iconic Representation for Cannabis Coast to Coast News.
Welcome back to the Cannabis Coast to Coast News Special Report, MJBizzCon 2025. I'm Aliana Pinto. As you can tell, the WPCM TV production team was very busy trying to take 5 days of events and cutting it down into a few hours of content. But over the next few hours, we will be trying to share as much as possible from this trip to an amazing event. One of the things you will see are our short interviews with some of the movers and shakers in the industry, and many are success stories just to survive at all. Since, as you know, if you have survived a year, 2 years, or maybe even the 14 years that MJBizzCon has existed, that alone is a tremendous accomplishment. Whether you've made some money or lost less than you even imagined, but all of us are part of a historic time of movement to end cannabis prohibition, an unjust part of our history where race, greed, and injustice have plagued the acceptance of this plant medicine that God put on this earth to heal the greatest creation, man and woman. First up, executive producer Jimmy Young sits down with a husband and wife team from Vermont, David and Jane Sandelman from Cannatrol. The story of this couple is beyond the American dream. It is the story of ingenuity, perseverance, and drive. They had been a success in the drying and curing of meats and cheese for decades, and then about 7 years ago saw an opportunity to apply what they knew from that industry and apply their process to cannabis. The results have been remarkable for the commercial growers to the home grower here in the US and now internationally. Cannatrol also saw the passion and vision Jimmy Young had 7 years ago and supported his venture as a founding sponsor. You can still find a link to cannatrols.com on the website of WPCMTV.com. Here's Jimmy with the Sandelmans.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to MJBizzCon 2025. I am Jimmy Young, the executive producer of Cannabis Coast to Coast News, and we're so happy to kind of start things off here on the floor with I got to consider these guys two of my oldest friends because we go back to the beginning of this venture back in 2019, Albany, NECAN. It's David and Jane Sandelman. It's great to see you guys. More importantly, it's great to see everyone still at this point in this industry, isn't it?
It's awesome, isn't it? It's great, Jimmy. It's great to see you again.
It's great to see you guys again. And congratulations on where you were to where you are.
Yeah, it's been an amazing trajectory. It's been a lot of fun, pretty crazy.
And I'm certainly familiar with what you guys have, but let's talk a little bit about your product and why it has been so successful. We know why it's been so successful. The meat and cheese industry, they knew what they were doing. They just applied that knowledge to the cannabis industry.
Yeah, I'll let Jane explain some of that because it was an interesting ride coming from cheese and meat and then into the cannabis world.
Yeah, I mean, we had that technology and it was proven, it worked great, and we launched it into cannabis. And the way we launched it is no one would give us a room, to experiment in. So, who's going to give us like $1 million worth of inventory to try some crazy technology on? So David built the first what is now the Cool Cure, And he loaded it with all of our technology, and we gave it to a local grower. And he used it. He was very skeptical. He was like, "I don't want to use this."
Wait,
he was
and
very
who's
skeptical.
I'm shocked to hear.
Yeah. And he called us 2 weeks later, and he said, "I don't know what this thing is, but I'm not giving it back to you."
This is
right. So
well, that was the story David related to me. He goes, "It's the best weed we've ever done."
That's right.
Right? It was the most potent thing. Oh my God! Whatever you guys are doing. But now you mentioned your new thing. I want to talk about your new thing that you're bringing to market.
Right. So we have finally now created something called the C2, and it's the next generation of the Cool Cure, and it is all food grade. The technology, we've added air movement. We've added an app so you can run it off your phone. We've really brought it up to 2025, and it's really just an extraordinary piece of equipment now for home grow. I mean, we sold 15,000 of the originals, which we now call the OG, which we're going to phase out.
Familiar.
And now the C series is here, and we're launching later this year. Because we listened to our consumers, they said, we need a bigger unit. So we're launching later this year something called the CXL, which is going to be about 4x the size of the current unit, and you'll be able to handle about 11 pounds of flour in there.
Wow.
So ours goes to 11.
That's fantastic. And I'll never, the quote I got from him from that first interview, if you ever told me I was going to be in the cannabis industry, I would have said you were crazy. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And I still say that.
That's right, because we pinch ourselves. We're at a weed conference.
And it really sunk in. Recently, we were at Cannabis in the Czech Republic. I mean, we sell all over the world. And here I'm sitting in a bar, the eastern corner, we're right on the Polish border, sitting at a bar, and a guy comes up to me and goes, "I want to shake your hand and thank you for what you've done to the cannabis world." And I'm going, I'm out freaking in the Czech Republic on the Polish border, and someone knows who we are and what we do. It was like, that blew me away.
That's so satisfying for what you guys do. You provide a service for people to improve their grow, and you guys know about growing. They're really the superstars of this industry when you get right down to it. And even the home growers, are out there, and they're quite a breed unto themselves in the states that it's allowed, of course, because that's another issue.
Yeah.
Right? What's the future for Cannatrol? What would you guys like to see this in like 5 years, besides legal and normal?
You mean other than world domination?
Yeah, there you go. No, that's good. Good answer, though, Jane. I love that. What would you like to see?
Yeah,
you have 20 employees now.
It's the global expansion.
Yeah.
We're now going EU, South America, and we just came out of Argentina show there, and we're absolutely blown away. We had no idea what was going on there. Talking to someone, there's 1,800 or so grow shops in the U.S. There are 5,000 in Argentina. In Argentina, you can have up to 9 mature plants for home grow per person. It's crazy. And they've got an amazing competition between their growers' cups and Chile. And here, we didn't know this went on, and now we are embraced there.
Yeah, and one of the things that I know about the grow thing and also marketing and all these shows is they create these cups, these grow competitions. How do you have a resume or anything that you got?
We do.
How many cups has the
We
Cannatrol?
do. It's really funny. I just ran into Sebastian from 420 Fast Buds, and he told me that he has won. He said he swept the Calyx Cup in Europe, and everything came out of a Cannatrol. And then we have another guy, Chubbs, who's also with 420 Fast Buds, and he swept, I think, rosin and hash, all coming out of the Cannatrols.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see more and more champions winning with Cannatrol units.
I would love to talk to some of the people, your testimonials, your satisfied customers.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think
they're here.
Yeah.
I know they are.
Yep.
And of course, I know one of them in the Massachusetts area, John Napoli from Van Garden.
Yeah.
now that I know you've grown and you've expanded, we need to continue to tell your story.
Absolutely.
Because I remember when it was just the two of you.
Yeah. No, we're doing some pretty interesting things. Like we're working with pre-roll companies now who are using our equipment to stabilize flower before it goes into their equipment. And they're actually selling the cool cures as part of their equipment package because now we're improving their throughput. So and we're learning these things from growers. Yeah. So it's really cool.
Well, think about it. You guys knew the meat and cheese world, right? Yeah. And now you're learning a grow world. It's not completely different, but it is. You're using the same tactics and the techniques.
Science is science.
Science is science. Isn't that a beautiful thing? And we're all here because of the growth and the science behind us, because we like to think that those in certain governments would actually listen to the science, but we're not going to get into politics or policy today because everybody's walking around with a smile in their face.
That's right.
MJBizCon. And that's part of this, the camaraderie of the industry and the passion, because everybody's going through a difficult time. Yeah. But they're all looking towards each other to say, hey, we got to bond together. I'm sure you know what Steve D'Angelo and Andrew are doing. The One Plant Alliance, I believe is what it is. We covered that on our news last week. I love those guys. I don't care what type. Whoever comes up with negative, everybody likes to blame and knock people. No, I embrace and see the strength in it, because we all know that we're in it. Yeah. And we have to go through this every single day.
We got to do it together.
All the time. Yep. Right? What's your goal here at MJBizCon?
I think just meeting more people, reconnecting with people we haven't seen in a while, like you. It's just, it's just a great reflection on the year. I think everybody's had a hard year, and I think it's a great time to just get together, retrench, and look to the future. Yeah. That's what we want to come out of this with. It's just a positive look for 26.
Absolutely, 100% positive. David and Jane Selman, congratulations on your success.
Well, thank you.
And I think the international market may be a lot easier for you guys to carve out a real dominance in that market compared to what's going on in the United States, which, everybody likes to point fingers and say, oh, you're doing this. Whether you're at the federal level, state level, town level, they're doing whatever they can to make it as difficult as possible to stay in business. And yet we're still here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Jimmy.
It's good to see you.
Guys, too, and we'll have more of our special from MJBizCon 2025 after a break. No idea what's going to happen at this break because we just got here, but I guarantee we're going to get this thing moving and cranking, and thank goodness Eric Williamson is here to help me out. We'll be back with more after this.
I'm Amy Carter at MJBizCon 2025 with Amy from Advanced Nutrients. And Advanced Nutrients loves Cannabis Coast to Coast News.
Hi, my name is Matthew Friedlander
with Skagit Organics, reporting for Cannabis Coast to Coast, down here at MJBizCon, about to head into the cultivation center here for the Washington State Takeover. Cannabis Alliance is going to be hosting the state takeover this year. Our executive director, Caitlin, will be here soon. We're going to host a little panel talking about lessons 10 years in the cannabis industry. Washington State was the first state in the nation to have regulated cannabis laws on the books. Colorado beat us to market by a year, but we had the first laws. We have been in business now for almost 10 years. The cannabis industry is 11 years old here in Washington. And so we're going to be talking about all the things we've learned over the years and how best to move forward in this new landscape. So we'll have some more video from inside later today, but that's what I've got for you right now. I'm Matt, reporting for Cannabis Coast to Coast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Now, while MJBizCon was cranking in Las Vegas this past week, there were some significant news items in the fight against cannabis prohibition in this country that we want to share. We will be interspersing some of our state reports from our group of volunteers who still contributed their insight to what is going on in their states. On the federal level, we will start in our home state of Massachusetts, where the fight for survival of the adult use industry is now under attack by a major prohibitionist organization called SAM, who is funding the Coalition for a Healthy Massachusetts. That group hired professional ballot signature gatherers in order to get past the state requirements of 74,000 signatures to get a prohibitionist question on the ballot. Now, the Associated Press and a conservative organization called the Free Press published an article straight out of the post-reefer madness lies of the 20th century. The article touts the, quote, anti-weed backlash in America and praises a so-called drug policy scholar named Dr. Kevin Sabet, who is the founder of SAM. Smart Approaches to Marijuana is what that acronym is. That same article called Sabet's influence as undeniable. So, like history, where the fight for American rights started in Massachusetts with the revolution that formed this country 250 years ago, now will be the stage for another fight for an adult use market that has grown exponentially and safely over the past 7 years. With more from Massachusetts, here's Curtis Emery.
I'm Curtis Emery, a bud tender from Resonate in Worcester, Massachusetts, with the Bay State Report for Cannabis Coast to Coast News. Continuing story here in Massachusetts, which has been building since this summer, the bill which plans to overhaul modern cannabis here in the state has made it through both chambers of the state government and now makes its way to the governor's desk for a final review. This bill plans to modernize the cannabis structure here in the state, which has been running as is since the market launched in 2018. This bill hopes to increase the daily limit for adult use customers, as well as add certain business incentives by changing the guidelines on retail licenses and changing the guidelines on things such as medical home delivery and so forth. We look forward to seeing where the future holds as that bill makes its way finally out of the government with a final ruling. Also here in the state, we are taking a break from last week, which Green Wednesday, Black Friday, some big days for mass cannabis, especially in the retail space. Now, thankfully, a local news source that we like to use here for the Bay State Report, Talking Joints Memo, was able to sit down with mass-based data company Lit Alerts to sort of get a play-by-play picture of how 2025 looks different from 2024. And right off the bat, we can notice some differences, including a decline in sales for Black Friday, which could be felt on the dispensary floor for sure, as well as a market share loss from flower and a market share gain from things like discrete vapes, products such as edibles, tinctures, and beverages, topicals, really didn't show any sign of change year to year. So is it, for sales, great year for cannabis. I've been Curtis Emery with the Bay State Report for Cannabis Coast to Coast News.
I'm Amy Carter here at MJBizCon 2025 with Kristen from Blazy Susan.
We love Cannabis Coast to Coast News.
Your cannabis business could be overpaying by hundreds of thousands of dollars in federal income taxes because of one simple assumption that you're making about your accountant. A dispensary owner in Colorado called me frustrated as hell. He'd been working with the same accountant for 3 years. His accountant said, "What's 471C?" Here's what the ignorance of that accountant was costing this business owner. $180,000 every single year for 3 years. 471C has been around since 2017. We're talking about an 8-year-old tax provision that many cannabis CPAs don't fully understand. 471C is one of the most complex and highly debated tax strategies in the cannabis industry. If you want to make sure you're not leaving any money on the table, I'm offering free 471C reviews this month. Link in the description.
Accounting Buds has grown into Buds Group, the same award-winning quality, now with more service offerings. Buds Group, your best buds in the biz.
Looking for PR that over-delivers on expectations? At Maverick Public Relations, they pair big agency experience with personalized attention. From launching award-winning brands to securing top-tier media hits, their data-driven communications team helps visionary leaders and entrepreneurs rise above the media noise. Maverick PR is responsive, collaborative, and relentless about results and ROI. Visit themaverickpr.com and make headlines together.
If you want to make history, if you want to be part of history, if you want to say you helped legalize marijuana in America, now is the time to join us.